Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Kol Elohim La, Adonai Yahweh, Bashem Shamalak Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash, double honors to apostles and elders, great millstone, peace, citation, hope for that. Yahweh Yahushai Malak Nawadah, the house of King David, enter the fusion of faces of the let between the nations, but I think she goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the word of your holy chosen seed, and Shalom. The title of this video is going to be, let's face it, most of these women can't stand the rain nowadays. And the reason why I'm telling this video this way is because you know that old song as it goes, like it says, sunny days, everybody loves them. Tell me, baby, can you stand the rain? And storms will come. This we know for sure. This we know for sure. Can you stand the rain? So yeah, you know, that's how the song goes, like that's the chorus of it. Can you really stand the rain? And the rain is to represent like, troubled, times in a relationship, or even in a relationship, like when you get married with that girl, for the most part, because a lot of people will think that marriages are supposed to be perfect and, that you're going to stick with that guy forever and stuff like that. But, the thing is that, like, everybody has their ups and downs in life. And, when a woman really sticks with you, no matter how much ups and downs y'all go through, that really goes to show you she's very loyal. And it's really hard to find a woman like that. Even the scriptures say so, especially in this time period. So, and it says, on a perfect day, I know that I could count on you. When that's not possible, tell me, can you weather the storm? I'm not going to really stay on this too long. I'm just going to have to speed this up a little bit because I have a meeting at 8:30 for my job at the school. So it's an online virtual meeting, So, all right, so it says they took out some of the words. They, love unconditional. Wait. They said sunny days, everybody loves it, which represents the sunny days, the good times in a relationship, And it could represent the good times, I guess, like you taking her out to that honeymoon, you doing a lot of fun things with your wife, Because women are just mostly, they're not meant to handle pressure, That's why whenever they see you on the bottom, they're not going to help you try to get back on the top. They're not going to stay with you on the bottom. Look at Job's wife. What she said, curse the Most High and die. And that really shows you that women are not really meant to handle temptation as much, And that's why when they see you being broke, they just desire to leave you. These women don't want to stay with you. A perfect example is Job's wife. And even Lot's wife to a certain extent. Like when he left to, when they had to leave Sodom and Gomorrah, she looked back. She didn't want to leave. She wanted to stay back with her, looking back at the society, and that's how she turned to salt. And these women, it's like, mostly the modern day women, they don't want to try to settle down for with a guy. They just want to be very whorish, and they want to act like thoughts and stuff like that. They just want to have like that type of fun. They don't want to be loyal. And then they want to do this and risk of getting their heart broken and, and all this other shit. But it says, love unconditional. I'm just asking of you and girl to make it last. I'll do whatever needs to be done. But I need somebody who will stand by me when it's tough. She won't run. She will always be right there for me. And back in those old times, like in those 80s, 70s, and, back in those times, like, you didn't really see that much, like, relationship problems. You'll find more loyal females back then. This 21st century, as this time is getting, fucked up even more, and as you're seeing, like, examples of Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, and all these other fucking whores, you know, showing these women, showing, these younger generation a bad example, you know. That's pretty much how the younger generation, they look after like the you know, they're looking after all the evils that's going on, and they're not even trying to, they're not even trying to follow the older generation. And like, they're not trying to follow, it's not about like the 1980s no more, and about how, being humble and being loyal. It's all about being, very dishonest, and that's how most of these women are. They can't handle the pressure, They can't handle like that rain. Let's go into the let me get some scriptures. It says, one of the comments said, my ultimate panopticon, a boy is testing his girlfriend's faithfulness to him while simultaneously doing whatever he can. Yeah. And, in that rain, it's like, you're going to try to cover your girl in that umbrella. You know what I mean? Try to do whatever you can for her to keep her protected, to keep her with you. But nah, sometimes when she see that you're on your feet and you're struggling, she don't want to stay with you. She just desire to leave you, And it's that's how it is. And then somebody said possibly my favorite song of all time. Yeah, I really do love this song too. But because it shows you, right, that you know is that female really down for you? You know what I mean? And is she really down to stay with you during the rain? Women are not. They're not really made to handle pressure as much as they, as much as a man could. That's why in the scriptures they would be considered as a weaker vessel. Yeah. And it says this is a real good the guy that put this guy named Lyrical, someone named Lyrical One. This is a real good one. It says Lyrical One. This is a song with someone wanting depth of a character and a relationship partner. People can be just fine in a relationship and life. And when everything is going fine, sunny days, everybody loves them. However, the true test of someone's character is how he/she reacts, and mostly it's she, reacts when things go bad around them. Storms will come, this we know for sure. Loss of a job and not having much money to spend, and our cancer striking our possibilities. Can you stand the rain? Exactly. Can you really stand in those hard times, those hardships? Can you really handle it? Your husband being sick. I should have mentioned that too before I read that. And yeah, financial, you know, he's in a financial crisis. Can you handle the rain? Most of these women, they want to find a way to just divorce and stuff like that. They want to leave. So if that woman really stick down with you, she really is a humble woman. She's a very loyal, virtuous woman. And it says there's a dual meaning. It's about loyalty during the good and bad times of a relationship. Yep. Somebody named Mr. XB72 said that. And it said, I think it's also about how they were feeling at the time. Their bubblegum sound was dated. Hip hop and R&B were becoming hard edged, and they had replaced Bobby Brown with a relatedly unknown Johnny Gill. They were maturing, and there was some doubt about regarding whether or not the group should be taken serious as adult. Well, I didn't know about all that shit, but yeah, all I just know mainly is that it's about loyalty, the good and the bad times in a relationship, and if she's willing to stick with you during the bad times, if she's willing to work things out with you, then she's a keeper. And you hardly find any woman like that. get a few scriptures about it. So the scriptures say, yeah, wait. Yeah, I mean, you can still read up. Yeah, a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. And who's likely to make a man in a relationship ashamed? It's mostly, a whore, a fucking a harlot, thought, in other words, a truth. So yeah, and going to that word virtuous.
Strong's H2428. Chayil. Chayil.
Right. Yeah. Virtuous Shayil. And usually that would mean that the woman is like, pretty, she's pretty strong for being in that relationship, like, spiritually, for staying with that guy. And the etymology of virtuous, well, virtue is moral strength, high character, goodness, especially in woman, chastity, and sexual purity. Now you go into that word, chastity. Well, it will say that, like, remaining from sexual intercourse, but let's just say that, and it's true, for a woman is really supposed to, be with one man her whole life, because that's the, what you call it, because that's how it is, and if she's reserved for just one man, she was a virgin until she met one man and stayed with that man for the rest of her life, that's what makes a woman virtuous, that she's willing to marry and stay with a guy for the rest of his life. That's beautiful. She's not out there shaking her ass, being a whore, letting everybody see her body and all this shit, So, like, what being a crown to her husband is representing as she's an honor, because when you're a king, you're honored. When your wife is humble and loyal to you, she honors you. That's honor. But one that causes humiliation is one that's a whore. So that's how it is. That's why it says in Proverbs 31, verse 10, it says, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. And rubies are really precious stones. That's worth like millions. Some of them, yeah, nearly a billion. Some, multi-millions, So that's pretty much how it is. And when you look at like Job's wife's story, she was telling, when Satan was tempting Job, she said, curse the Most High and die. And that really shows you that that's not she wasn't really virtuous after all. She wasn't really sincere after all. She, that really showed you that how she just used Job for his wealth. She wasn't down with him when he was suffering. Yeah. And just like when, the most of these women get, even most of these women that are considered as the 1/3, some of them, it's just the only reason why they're going to be down with the elect men is because they have the spiritual powers and they have, the holy divine protection from Yahweh, Mahashem Yahushai. They're not going to be down with you because, if it was broke, for the most part, yeah, you don't really hardly find too much women like that, So They only want to be down with you when you have when you have status, when you have clout, when you have fame, money, for the most part. When women see that, they'll be kissing your feet, man. And who has that right now? Esau on the side, yeah. And then you have some low level sellout jigs, you have some jigs that are sellouts that will, they might have that money, they might have that fame and shit like that. They might get the bitches, but, let's just say they're not on Esau's level when it's coming to riches. So that's how it is. But scriptures also say that a married a woman, a woman married to a husband is a tower standing against death. So, but I hope I made the lesson edifying. Let's give all glory, praise, and honor to Adonai, Yahweh, Bashem, Shem, Malak, Yahweh, Shah, Bashem, Kakadash, the honors of the apostles, elders, great millstone, visitation, hope for that. Yahweh, Bashem, Shah, Shalak, Ram, Adawam, Yamwa, Abba, Shalom.